Well, hello everyone. I am Dr. Nicole Calloway Rankins. I'm a board certified OB GYN physician as well as a certified integrative health coach. And I'm going to take just about 10 minutes today to talk about 9 things that you will want to know if you are interested in having an unmedicated or natural birth in the hospital. So let's dive right in and get started. Okay, so the first thing you'll want to know about having an unmedicated birth in the hospital is this. What is your motivation for wanting to have a natural birth? Is it because it seems to be more popular these days, or is it because a friend or a family member is suggesting that you do it? The decision of how to manage pain in labor is completely a personal choice. So this should be something that you want to do and not something that anybody else is telling you should do or that you should feel pressure to do because of a blog or an article or that kind of thing. Have a natural or unmedicated birth because you want to and no other reason. All right, number 2 is, what is your level of commitment to having a natural childbirth? Are you thinking that I'm going to just see how things go? Maybe I'm open to an epidural. Or are you thinking, I am willing to scrape the bottom of my soul because this unmedicated or natural birth is so important to me? Now, there's no right or wrong answer to this question. The answer to this question becomes important if your labor gets tough. So if things get tough, are you going to be okay with saying, you know what, I'm okay with an epidural? Or do you want the people who are helping you and supporting you to really try to put that extra effort in to get you through that tough part if need be? So make a decision about your level of commitment and let the people around you know what that level of commitment is so that they can support you accordingly. All right. Number 3 is that unmedicated birth requires some preparation. Now, the level of preparation varies. You may just read a couple of books and watch some videos on YouTube, or maybe you take a class that is specifically dedicated to natural childbirth. You have to decide what you think will work best for you. But do something to prepare. Because if you don't prepare, then the contractions can potentially become overwhelming. And because you're in the hospital, it's easy to ask for pain medicine. So you want to be as prepared as you can ahead of time. Again, how much preparation you do is up to you. Now, number 4 is stay at home as long as possible. You want to be in good, strong labor before you go to the hospital. Now, good, strong labor is contractions that are 5 minutes apart or less, and they're all consistently strong enough that they're taking your breath away. You got to work through them to get through the contractions, and they should be like this for at a minimum an hour before you go to the hospital. Ideally 2 hours or even 3 hours before you go to the hospital. The average active labor is about 8 hours, so it's not likely that you're going to have your baby at home. You can stay at home for a couple of hours in good, strong labor before you go to the hospital. Now, if your labor happens to be a fast labor, you'll know it. That intensity will pick up quicker, and your body will tell you, look, I got it. Things are happening fast, and I need to get to the hospital, so you'll know. Otherwise, you can stay at home for a couple hours before you go to the hospital. Now, if you go to the hospital too soon, then there's a chance that you may get sent home, which is okay because you want to do that early part of labor at home. Or they're more likely to offer you interventions. So more likely to say, oh, maybe we can do a little bit of Pitocin, or maybe I can break your water, or maybe you want a little bit of pain medicine. So if you're trying to avoid interventions, then stay at home as long as you can. Now, having an experienced doula can be a big help with this. If you have an experienced doula that you're working with, she can often come to your house and give you an idea of whether you or not you look like someone who's in active labor. So your doula can be a big help with this. All right, number 5 is don't fight pain in labor, surrender to it, okay? Now, this is a little bit counterintuitive because pain in our bodies usually means that something is wrong. So it's counterintuitive not to fight back against it, but it's really important that you don't fight labor pain. Because what happens when you fight contractions, you get into this cycle where you're thinking that they're bad and all you're wanting is for them to go away. And that builds up this dread and this anxiety and this tension that gets repeated every time a contraction comes. And then you're looking for an escape route. And that escape route in the hospital is going to be pain medicine or an epidural. Now, contrast that with the scenario when you surrender to the pain. When you surrender to contractions, then you recognize that pain is not the enemy. This pain has a purpose. It is there to open your body and birth your baby. So you understand that the pain is not dangerous. It's not hurting you, and that it's not permanent. So you can work with the contractions, work with the process. You can accept support to help you through the contractions. You get into a good rhythm where the sensation of pain is decreased, and then you're able to flow with it and have your unmedicated birth. All right, now the next tip, and this is related to the last one, is that you want to take each contraction one contraction at a time. Try not to think about how much longer you have left. You want to approach it as I need to get through the next contraction, and then I'm going to get through the next contraction, and then I'm going to get through the next one after that, knowing that each contraction takes you a little bit closer to meeting your baby. All right, now the next 2 things are kind of like tips for in the hospital. Now, number 7 is you want to request a nurse who is experienced and is comfortable with caring for women who want an unmedicated birth. This can make a huge difference, okay? Your nurse is the one who is with you through most of your labor, not your doctor. Your doctor typically comes in just right at the end for the delivery. So if you have a nurse who is comfortable and experienced with supporting women through an unmedicated birth, that can be really, really good. So definitely ask for that when you get to the hospital. You may not be able to get it, but still ask for it just in case. And then number 8 is you want to tell the hospital staff that you will ask for pain medicine if you need it. You want to be the one who's in control of the decision about whether or not you accept pain medicine. You will ask for it if you need it. All right, and then the last thing is if you do decide that you want to use pain medication in labor, that is okay. You are not a failure. You are not weak. For goodness sakes, your body grew a human being, and that is pretty spectacular. And how you manage pain in labor does not change that fact or take away from that fact. So, if you decide that you want to accept pain medicine, it is okay. All right, so that is it. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. And if you'd like to know more information about how to prepare for your birth in the hospital, check out my online childbirth education course, the birth preparation course. You can go to ncrcoaching.com/birth course to learn more about it. All right, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Let me see here if I see anything popping up. Taryn says that she learned the hard way with baby number one about her labor going fast. And thank you. All right, perfect. Thanks so much. Well, again, even if you're watching the replay, I'll come back and check the comments. And again, I hope you found it helpful. You guys take care. All right.